Hello everyone, I'm Fozzie or Cam, and I'm here as always with my co-host Will. How you doing today, Will?
I'm doing fantastic, Cam. How about you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the Everything Podcast, guys. Today we'll be talking about the first Avatar in preparation for the second Avatar, which comes out Friday, which is not very far from now. So I am very excited to talk about this movie, Will. I had a chance to rewatch it yesterday, and it didn't really do anything for me. It kind of confirmed how I felt before. But I know you're a pretty big fan of this movie. You saw it twice in theaters, right?
Twice. Yep. This year. Yep.
Yeah. So that's really cool, and I just want to know why you think it's such a great movie. I mean, visually, I totally agree. It's stunning, and the second one looks even better. Way of Water looks even better.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think because you're not the only person who's told me that they don't enjoy the movie as much when they watch it on the small screen or if they haven't seen it on the big screen. So I think this is one of those films where you truly have to get the 3D big screen experience to truly immerse yourself into Pandora and that world and what James Cameron created. And I think what's great about this film is that I thought it had such a simple but gripping story. I'm on the edge of my seat. I thought the villain was awesome. I thought the acting was oh, you're shaking your head. Go ahead.
A gripping story.
Simple but
It
gripping.
was the most basic story I've seen in my life. I mean,
Yeah, but who cares if
when
it's
I've
if it's good? That's what I enjoyed about it, that it was simple, but it had me hooked.
it is how could it just it's
Wow.
been done a million times. It's not adding anything new to the table
Give
aside
me
from
some
the
examples of other places where it's been done.
you can just see parts of it. Take the mediocre at best villain who we've seen in 1,000 different movies. Rambo, that's a perfect example. Angry Mean Colonel. I mean, that character we have seen in so many places. I mean, it's Sigourney
Were you
Weaver.
not?
Sigourney Weaver's character as
I
a
thought you. Why? What
I
was wrong about her
she is my
character? What
favorite character. She is my favorite character in the
were you?
film.
How were you not compelled by the Jake Sully character? Because he's the one who carried the whole film. That's one of the reasons I was so it, interested in it. Were you not interested in his character?
I found him to be bland. He had some cool scenes. I mean, I think he's a really good actor, but he didn't
Yeah,
really
for
do
for
anything
sure.
for me. I
How
feel
about
like
the action sequences?
sure that goes
I
along
thought
with
they looked
my that goes
fantastic.
along with what I was saying on the VFX. It's that's the most remarkable thing about this movie. The VFX, the cinematography, all that stuff. That's the best part of the movie.
I
But
mean, when you say that we've had other
it's
movies like this, none of them are as eye-popping as this. It's
story wise,
yeah,
we've had a lot of movies like this. We've had a lot of characters like this. Sigourney Weaver, like I said, she's my favorite character in the film.
yeah, she's
But we've had a
fantastic.
lot of characters like her. We've had a lot of kind of sarcastic scientists. I mean, that's a character we've seen before. I just feel like it's story wise. I mean, I get that it's not James Cameron's main focus making a crazy compelling story. Because if he did an insane story and an insane VFX job, then it would have taken him 30 years to make the movie. So I get it, but I still can't put it as one of my favorite movies, as a movie I really enjoy watching. Because you can't just slack off writing a good story for a movie. Then what's the point of watching it? I mean, sure the VFX are cool, but to what extent? I mean, like just having these VFX can't carry the whole movie, you know?
yes, but I thought that the writing and the dialogue was strong enough to carry it. Like, look at a film like Black Adam, for instance, that came out this year. That I thought totally nothing new, horrible dialogue,
Yeah.
bad story. This is new. We've seen this before. This was different. I felt like it was a movie where the writing was actually good, unlike a Black Adam,
How?
and that's
How?
why.
I'd
What
like
do
a
you mean, pal? Oh, do not sit up here and tell me that Black Adam's writing is better than this,
no,
because that's
no,
that's just ridiculous.
that's not even close.
You know,
I
come
would
on.
never say that. Black Adam's one of the worst movies of the year. I think it was just
I agree. Yeah.
nothing new. I love Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but it wasn't a good movie.
Right.
Even
Dwayne
with
the
the
Rock Johnson.
VFX, it wasn't anything groundbreaking either. In fact, it didn't look good at all.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. But anyway, I just look forward to seeing what your thoughts are after you're able to see Way of the Water on the big
all
screen.
right,
I think you're gonna find
so
it more gripping and more compelling.
all right, let's look at some reviews for Avatar: The Way of Water.
I'm excited.
Let's
Go.
read the critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes. So, what did we say about the? What did I say about the first movie? Will not a lacking story, a outstanding visual effects job. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, look, they introduced an entire world in that film. The world of Pandora was introduced to audiences
they could have done it better.
everywhere. I disagree, but go ahead with the reviews.
All right, so we'll read the overall critics' consensus first.
I'm excited. Go.
Narratively, it might be fairly standard stuff. That sounds quite similar to the first movie. But visually speaking, Avatar: The Way of Water is stunningly immersive experience.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it'll be.
That that's that is that sounds exactly like Avatar. It sounds like he made the same movie. He did the same thing.
Well, let's wait and see. Though neither of us have seen this yet. But go ahead.
Alright, let's look at this. Dazzling and epic. Cameron's Avatar sequel expands on this exquisite world in ways both passionate and futuristic. Original score is an A. That is from Tomris Laughley,
All
a
right.
top critic on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. Awesome.
That's a good review. Let's read a not so good review from Charles Pullen Moore. I'm probably saying all these names wrong. And we did not get a number score for this review, so
Okay.
James Cameron's second Avatar movie is visually stunning, but narratively uninspired.
That makes you so happy to hear,
It
doesn't
does,
it, Cam?
because
Something
it's
tells me that
exactly what will happen in this movie. And it's exactly what happened in the 2009 film Avatar. He changed nothing. He saw people not loving the story and said, "Oh, let's not do anything about it and continue to do this ridiculous technology. Say I'm gonna make like four more of these movies," and he's like in his 70s and he won't be around for those movies. I don't know what James Cameron thinks he's doing. I I just don't. It's ridiculous.
he's trying to expand what you think movie going can be, and he's trying to make the visuals even more stunning
When I
than
go to a
first film.
movie, when I go to a blockbuster movie, I like to see cool VFX. I also enjoy a good story, a compelling story. That's
But
not what I got from
what
Avatar.
what makes you think Avatar was not a simple story, but in a good way, movie? Just that it's been used so many times before,
Yes,
in your opinion?
it's been used and it didn't do anything new. It really
Well,
didn't.
look, maybe you've seen more films with a story like that before. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I need to see more, and that'll change my opinion. But my opinion will not change as of now. Like you mentioned, uh, Rambo. Like, what are some other films where you think the story is similar to Avatar?
let's see. I was just basing characters in other movies, but
Okay.
I'm trying to think here who I could. Because Jake Sully's character feels familiar. It feels like a character with a story that I've seen before, and it feels like it's not making me go, whoa.
But did you think the
Avatar is a
writing?
movie that should make me go, and with every new development, with every new scene, should make me go, whoa. With not only the VFX made me do that. That once again,
But did you think the
they're
writing in
great.
the interactions between the characters was bad though? Because I didn't think
I
so at
don't think it
all.
was bad. I just don't.
I thought it was,
I don't think it was highest grossing movie of all time. Great, you know.
yeah. Yeah, but it does like look, if you're gonna have a movie with visuals like that though, I can understand why it's the highest grossing movie of all time. Like I don't
Yes,
have a problem with that. That makes
it'll
perfect sense
draw
to me.
people into the theater.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course it will. And this one's going to do the same thing.
All right, let's
Fully convinced of it.
let's look at another good review. This one you will appreciate. Will this person Tom Santilli gives this Avatar Way of Water an A minus.
All
He
right.
says, "I was not only on the edge of my seat, but I'm not sure if I remembered to even draw a breath. Simply outstanding."
Yeah, awesome.
That's
I certainly hope that I can feel that way too
let's
when I go and see it
let's
in a
bring
couple
another thing
days.
up. Let's bring
All
another
right.
thing up. The runtime. The runtime. 3
Oh, that's
hours.
something that you hate, isn't it? You hate that runtime, don't you?
Um, on Avatar, I take that runtime. Take other movies, which I would be more excited for, which I think are better movies, like The Batman, like The Irishman. I like those are all long movies that are great, that are fantastic. Even the original Avatar at about 2.5 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Still way too long. Should have been at least 2 hours. Uh, but this 3 hours and 12 minutes of this this stuff, this bland stuff. I
All
mean,
right.
it's
Look,
I
if
it,
it's good, I don't care. I don't care.
I'm going to walk into the theater open minded. I will try to walk into the theater open minded and try to be convinced that
All
Avatar: The
right.
Way of Water is a good movie. I will try to do that, but
Good. I'm very proud of you.
I think I will be let down. I really do.
All right. Well,
Ooh, let's look at another great review. This person gives it a C minus. Looks 10. Story 3.
okay.
Regardless of its visual splendor from state-of-the-art effects, Avatar: The Way of Water is a bloated, confusing mess of a story. Wow.
It seems like you're already convinced of this even before you go and see the movie.
I guess, but I also see these good reviews, and that also,
Yeah.
like, let's look at this one.
Like, yeah, yeah.
Cameron's this person says it's just a stunning sequel. I mean, what else can you ask?
Yeah.
An astonishing cinematic experience I won't soon forget. But then we have this. It's a 3 hour nature documentary with some action sequences thrown in. It's beautiful but shallow. Sounds like the first Avatar to me.
Well, I think because critics are kind of like split. I feel like we have certain people who say it's an amazing cinematic experience, and certain people who say that like visuals are great but story's bland. I think this may be a franchise where some people can fall for the simple story because of the amazing visuals and amazing action sequences, but some people need a more complex story, and I think you fall under that category, and I fall under the other category. I think that's what's kind of happening here with this franchise, at least the first one from 2009.
Yeah. Alright, let's read one more review from a top critic. The 3D visuals are undoubtedly cool, but it shouldn't be the only reason to see the film. But it is. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Look, we'll find out for ourselves on
Another
Friday.
thing
You
I'd
know?
like to say is I don't like the poster for the movie, for the William Water movie.
Oh,
I,
you don't like the
I
poster?
really don't.
Interesting.
It,
Really?
I feel like with all the money they had, they could have done more with the poster. I mean, it's cool, but I would have thought it would
Yeah,
have been
it's
more pop out, you know?
all right. Yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue with it though. At the end of the day, I care about a quality movie
Yeah,
over
I'm
what a
just,
poster
yeah.
looks like. No, 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 no. And I get what you're saying. Yeah. Any other reviews that you feel are noteworthy of reading here?
No, I think we've read it. Actually, I would, the current score for the critics right now is at 82% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Cool.
I just thought I'd let people know that. But yeah, so
Yeah. Again, as I said earlier, there seem to be two different people to me. Um, People who like know the story is like simple, but they fall for it and think that it's compelling with all the visuals and stuff, and then the folks who that's just not enough for them. And you seem to agree with, that half of the critics, and I seem to agree with the other half of the critics. And I think it just kind of all depends on the type of movie that you like. If you like a type of movie like that, you're gonna enjoy it. But if you need a bit more complex stuff going on, well then maybe it's not for you.
Will, I I don't want you to get the wrong impression that I hate Avatar.
No,
I mean,
I don't think you
I
hate it.
own
I think
Avatar
you
on Blu-ray.
Guys, I think you
I
love the visuals. I think you want more from the. I think you want a more complex story.
I do, and it's just when I rewatched this movie, I was hoping I'd get a whole new experience. You know, I was hoping I'd just like, oh yeah, I guess I was wrong. It is a good movie actually. Will was right, but that's not what happened, and I was disappointed. And
Yeah, but again, I would like to see how you feel after you see it on the big screen
yeah,
in 3D or IMAX or however you plan on seeing it, because you are going to be fully thrust into this world that you've never, seen like it on screen before, and that's what's
all right.
the
You know what?
miraculous accomplishment about this franchise.
You know what? How about this?
All right.
So take Top Gun Maverick for
Yeah,
example.
amazing movie
That
getting re that just got re-released actually on the
what
on the
a
9th of this month.
outstanding theater experience
Incredible.
that is.
Incredible theater experience. One of the best
But does
movies
it
of the year.
if you're watching it just by yourself on your TV, would it still hold up? Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it would.
What about Avatar? What do you think about Avatar?
Well, I mean, maybe not as much, but I think I would still think it was a solid, fun movie.
Yeah, see that's the thing. If
I would think it was good. Maybe even very good on the big screen. I would think it was great on the small screen. I would think it was good. Heck, I saw many Marvel movies for the first time on the small screen that didn't have visuals like Avatar that I still really enjoyed. And Marvel movies are meant to be seen on the big screen. So I still think I would at least like Avatar on the small screen.
yeah, I guess. But that just the theater experience, well, granted, it is a big part of movies like this. It isn't everything. It needs to hold up on its own, just in a normal environment, you know? Otherwise, not a lot of people are going to watch it if it's only has to be seen in 3D to really enjoy it. Then people just aren't going to watch the movie. And
All right. Well, the reason I'm going to let you have this comment is that the first time I saw it was on the big screen. If I had seen it on the small screen for the first time and enjoyed it, then I would have more of a retort to this. But I'm going to let you have this point because I did not see it for the first time on the small screen. You did, and this was your experience.
yes. So, let's talk about some good things about Avatar. Let's talk
Yeah.
about some good things.
I thought the acting was excellent. How about you?
I said good things.
Okay, what?
Um, the
Go.
VFX. I want to talk about
You
the
say what
VFX
you
for a
think is
second.
good things. All right. Your good things, in your opinion.
Yes. Um, the VFX. Obviously, they're outstanding.
Of
This was
course.
made in 2009.
Yeah. A year after the original Iron Man.
That, and just to remind you, Black Adam was made like last year,
All
and
right.
it looks like it was made. It
Yeah.
looks like it could have been made
It
in
was
2009.
yeah, it was just not a, you know, the weakest superhero film to come out this year.
Yes, actually, no, Morbius. Sorry.
Well, okay, yeah, sure. All right, good.
Uh, Actually, Morbius looked better than Black Adam.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I agree for sure.
but that just shows you how much time and effort they had to put into the VFX here. And
Yeah,
the thing is, if James Cameron keeps putting all this time into the VFX, he keeps wanting to invent new things. Like they shot a lot of this movie underwater, which is insane.
yeah,
I mean that's insane. Cameras underwater, motion capture suits underwater. That's insane. That's crazy. They needed to develop new technology for that. They needed to develop new technology for the original Avatar. He can't keep doing this with these movies if he plans on making this many of them. Because like I said, he's already an older fella. If he wants to finish out this series, he can't just keep on making new technology and going taking this long to come out with a sequel.
yeah. We'll we'll see what happens. Yeah.
But yeah, continue. What did you think was good about Avatar?
Yeah, well, obviously the visuals great.
Yeah.
I thought the acting was really well done. I hated the bad guy, a kind of classic bad guy to hate. And again, like I thought it was a simple but good enough story that I'm pulled into because I'm getting immersed into this, 3D stunning world. And that's what I was able to fall for in this film. And I see no drop off as of yet with the trailers for Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah. I just think a big thing with James Cameron's movies and why they get so much money is because he is truly a genius. I have to admit, he
Yeah.
he has created things that, granted, as lazy as his ideas for the story of the original Avatar are, I mean, you have to admire the man is a genius.
Yeah,
He
that's
came up with a whole
undoubted.
concept, which
This
impresses me.
entire world of, yeah, like,
Yes,
blue alien people. I mean, yeah. And I think I read that the story came to him in a dream, actually, the idea
crazy.
for Pandora and Avatar.
But it's not
What
just
a world that
Avatar.
he created.
It's not
Yeah, what
just
a
Avatar. We have the Titanic, the Terminator, Aliens. I mean, all insane blockbuster films. And not just the first Terminator. The entire Terminator trilogy. The man is dedicated to making blockbuster movies, and that takes a level of genius. That takes real skill, and he made a Terminator film while he was developing Avatar: The Way of Water. That's insane, and I am impressed about with what
he's
he's been
yeah,
able to do
he's the
in
guy
his
who
career.
wants to make movies that are cinematic experiences that you'll never forget. And I think that's what he's going for with these Avatar visual effects. He's trying to make things that you've never seen on the screen before and redefine what you think a movie can be.
Yeah,
And I think he's done that so far. And boy, the Avatar Way of the Water. visuals should look even better because this film, let's see, like 12 years since the original Avatar, if I have that, or 13 years, yeah, since the original Avatar came out.
Yeah, I mean, and the visuals still hold up to this day. I'll tell you that much. I mean,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
impressive. It really is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, if you had to rate Avatar out of 10, what would you give it?
So I, I'm gonna say because of the visuals and the acting and the simple but good story, I'll go 9 out of 10. You 6 out of 10 for you, 5 out of 10. What are you gonna go
I'm
with?
gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
7 out of
All
10.
right,
Because
7 out of.
it is a remarkable movie, you know?
It's a remarkable achievement,
Yes.
and I enjoyed it. You just saw things other than the visuals that you didn't like that I did like,
Yes.
and that's where we differ.
Yep. Um, but before we get into this episode of the Everything Podcast, I'd like to let you guys know we will be deleting the Everything Podcast shorts because YouTube did a new update where they're separating shorts from actual videos. So we'll just be putting shorts up here because they get so many views. Well, they get a lot
Yeah,
of views.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you, yeah, so much to the fans for that. And Cam has reacted to the really impressive trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse,
yeah, it's
Part One, coming out June of next year, if I have the release date correct. So I'm excited,
yeah.
very, very, very excited.
I'm also
And
excited.
it's too bad, yeah, like because obviously like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I of course really enjoyed, but I didn't get to see it on the big screen. This one, I'm really excited to get that big screen animated Spider-Man experience. And boy, as I said to you before the podcast, with animation, they're just able to expand the Spider-Verse and have even more variants of Spider-Man than you could in just live action film, and that's what they have going for them with these animated Spider-Man movies, which have been the first one was just very, very impressive.
Yeah, the detail of the animation, it's just stunning, you know? That's what you want from an animated movie, you know?
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the Everything Podcast. Yeah, see you next time.